Hey guys, in today's video, I'm going to teach you how you can customize Shopify's product page from scratch. So let me give you a quick demo of what we're going to be doing today. So here I have a yoga brand in Shopify. So it's basically a yoga Shopify brand. And this is the homepage, okay? But we're going to be working on the product page, but it's going to give you at least an idea stylistically in a sense what we're going to be achieving as an end result, okay? So we're going to work on some banners. We're going to work on some nice scrolling banners and announcement bars like this, guys. We're going to be adding some nice pop-ups, right? We're going to be working on the whole buy section, description, and also we're going to be working all the way down to the footer, and we're going to be adding also some nice product reviews, guys. Okay, so all of that will be included in today's video. All right, guys. So without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into it right away. And in today's video, I'm going to be using Shopify theme called Debutify. You guys can see right here, I'm using Debutify. And let me show you how I got this theme and how you can do it as well yourself on your site. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to debutify.com and then I'm going to click on login, or in your case, you're going to click on start free trial if it's a new account. Okay, and then I'm going to sign in with my Gmail account. And once I do, I'm going to be on the main dashboard right here, guys. Okay, and now I'm going to open the main dashboard in Debutify, okay? And from here, I can choose the Shopify theme, all right? So there's a lot of options. I'm gonna go directly to theme template library, and I'm gonna choose one of these themes right here, okay? So since we're working with sort of a health, wellness, or sports brand, I'm gonna see what would be the closest option to my yoga brand, okay? So we have default, we have streetwear, baby and kids, home decor, okay, apparel. You know what? We have this one already, the one that I'm using by default, but let's use something different, just an example. So what about if we go with a fashion, okay? So let's go to fashion theme. Let's download the fashion theme. I'm gonna get the zip file. And once I have the zip file, I'm gonna go back to my Shopify and I'm gonna import that as a zip file, okay? And to do that, I'm gonna click on import file here, upload the zip file, add the file, and then I'm gonna choose the Debutify fashion theme that I just downloaded from Debutify. Open and upload the file, and now it's going to install, and it's going to take roughly maybe 30-40 seconds, I would say. All right, guys, so the theme was installed. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to make that theme as my default Shopify theme, and to do that, all I need to do is just click on publish, and once I do that, it's going to make this theme as my main Shopify theme, right? So here, if I open it up, and I'm going to click on customize to preview the customizer, or where we're going to be customizing the Shopify theme, you guys can see everything is blank right now, okay? So if you downloaded the Debutify theme, you might see these messages. This basically means that the Shopify widgets that are right here, or basically the Shopify apps that come with the Debutify theme, are disabled, okay? So let me go ahead and quickly enable them from the theme settings, guys, okay? So I'm gonna basically go from these sections right here, and I'm gonna enable all these Shopify widgets or Shopify apps so we can use them in our Debutify theme. All right, guys, and I'm just gonna keep toggling all of these on, so that's how you can toggle the widgets. So in my case, I'm just gonna toggle all of them on, so we can go ahead and use all of the Debutify widgets at the same time, all right? So let me just do it all quickly. Okay, I think we are good to go. So all Debutify AI widgets are enabled. So now what we want to do, because right now we are on the homepage, that you guys can see on the right, on the top center and the header and the Shopify customer header, we can see the template that we are on currently. So currently we are on a homepage, okay? So for us to switch to the product page and start customizing it, we need to switch to product page. And to do that, we're going to click on this drop-down menu, click on products and default product, and now it's going to take us to a product page. All right, so now we are on our product page and we can start customizing our Shopify product page. Okay, so we're going to take everything from top to bottom, and as I go, I'm going to be explaining you what each section is, what it's called, and what it does exactly. All right, so here on the top we have announcement bar. Okay, and announcement bar is usually used to announce any type of promotions or deals you have happening on your Shopify store. Right, so in our case, we don't really need to modify too much, but let me just show you how you can work with that, okay? So to work with any section, you're just gonna either click it here, or you can do it from the left menu here. You guys can see the same thing. If I click on announcement bar, it's gonna pre-select it, so the same way. It's really a question of preference. So let me just select on the, click on the announcement bar. So let's see what we can modify here, okay? So the messaging itself, I would say I'm gonna leave it as it is. But as an example, I can maybe change it to something else, okay? I can do something like site-wide 15% off today only. Okay, just an example. Let's do that. And once we do that, we're gonna just click on save so we can save our changes. Okay, really important when you work with Shopify, always make sure to save, because if something crashes, like your browser or something, and you don't save, your changes will not be saved, okay? So now we adjusted the messaging. So now let's say maybe there's too many icons here because it just, I don't want all of them. So what I'm gonna do, let's see if we can remove them, okay? So we're gonna go to settings. So here I have all the social media basically listed, okay? So in my case, I don't want all of them exactly. So let's say I don't need Twitter, okay? I don't need really YouTube, so I'll go with the main ones: Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, okay? So all I need to do is just delete them. And now you guys can see they got removed. I'm going to click on save. And now this is looking much cleaner and better. Unless you have all social media accounts, you can leave them, but not in my case. So now the other thing I want to do, I want to make sure this is sticky. Okay, so meaning that when I scroll down, it's going to be always visible on the top. And to do that, I'm going to again click on action bar and right here on the section. Okay, so this is a section. Everything is in Shopify called a section. So all these are sections. So I'm going to make it now sticky. And to do that, I'm going to do it from the settings here. You guys can see sticky bar. I'm going to toggle this on, click save. And now once I save that, this will become sticky. You guys going to see if I scroll down. Actually, it's not. Let me see if it's actually enabled. Okay, so for some reason the sticky bar isn't working yet. I will need to troubleshoot that a bit, but we'll get back to that at the end of the video, okay? So let's move on to other things. So now I want to move on to this section right here, okay? I feel like it's making things a little bit busy. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna click on the section, and I will just honestly entirely remove that. I don't need breadcrumbs in this situation, although sometimes it could be beneficial for SEO. So it really depends on your case if you want to have a SEO-friendly store or not. But in my case, I feel like it just makes a bit things cluttered, okay? Especially with all these icons. Guys, so maybe we can leave the breadcrumbs. Okay, let's just think about having SEO-friendly product page. So let's remove these all icons right here. Okay, so I'm going to click on the breadcrumbs block right here or section, and I'm going to go here on the social icons, and I'm going to basically uncheck all of these ones right here. Okay, and it's going to automatically remove all of them, right? So now I'm going to save. And what I want to do here, I feel like it's just, taking too much space. Let's remove a bit of padding here. So I'm going to do maybe, let's try none. And also from the bottom, let's do none. Okay, so this could be slightly better, but honestly, I think I should go with custom, okay? So let's go custom, and let's just maybe 5 pixels on top and bottom, maybe 4. That works. Okay, yeah, so this is much better, guys. So at least it's more compact and doesn't take too much space, and we are being SEO compliant on the product page in a sense, okay? So cool, let's save that. All right, now let's move on downwards. I see you have this text right here. It's not really needed. By default, it's rendering vendor or your Shopify store name. Not really needed because we already have a logo here. And actually, we should change that just in a second. Okay, so first of all, I'm gonna remove this. Okay, let me save that. And now let's plug our logo. I'm gonna go to settings here. I'm gonna go to logo, and let me change that actually quickly. So I'm gonna remove the logo. Let me just remove that. And also from the mobile, I'm gonna remove that. And let's select our logo, which is gonna be basically, I forgot, was it this one? Yeah, okay, so that's the one. So let me select that. There you go, guys. Now we have our logo here, which is awesome. Let's save that. And for our favicon, or essentially when we go into a browser like this, you guys are gonna see in the browser tab, you see this icon here. Right now it's set to Debutify, but let's set it to our Zenflow or our yoga mat brand. So I'm gonna remove again this right here, actually not the logo, favicon. I'm gonna remove this, click on select, and now I have another version of my logo, but this one isn't fully square. This one right here. Okay, I'm gonna click on done, and now I'm gonna click on save. So now if I save and if I preview now, I should have my store's logo in the browser's tab. Okay, let's preview. And there you go, guys, it changed. So it's black. I would probably change to maybe white so it's visible. but it works, guys. So now we have our Zenflow favicon in the browser tab changed. All right, awesome. Let's move on again downwards. So here, I don't see any problems here. The title is good. Let's look at the mobile. So it's also good. Maybe we should make it a bit smaller, but honestly, it could be good on mobile devices. That's fine. So the price is okay. And the buy block, that is okay. Okay. So this one here, I feel like there's a lot of text happening. So let's click on the trust badges. Okay. So what I want to do here, maybe let's add some icons instead of text. Okay. So what we can do, we can remove all of these ones. Or maybe the subtext like this. Okay, no, this is like, let's see which one is better. I think these ones. Okay, secure and trust checkout, that works good. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna add the icons. Okay, so let's do that quickly. Okay, so to add custom icons for our trust badges, we're gonna go to the Debutify widgets here on the top left side. We're gonna expand this and we're gonna search for a trust badges. Okay, so let's go down here and we're gonna go to payment icons. We're gonna expand that, add a block, custom icon, and now let's choose an icon and let's go with the Visa first. Let's add that. All right. Next up, what I want to add is also, where did we go? Okay, let's add another one, for example, and this one's gonna be MasterCard. Okay, and let's do the last one. For our reference, for a demo, let's do Amex, okay, like this. That should be cool. So let's save that. So now we need to render them under the text right here. Actually, there you go. It already showed up. So cool, guys. Now we have our badges, okay, looking nice and clean. So I like this. I'm happy with the result. Let's move on downwards again, okay. So now we have product description. Honestly, I don't have problems with the description. It looks actually pretty nice and clean by default. So the only thing before I move on to the bottom side, what I want to do here, I want to add some bullet points, okay? It's really cool to have bullet points to describe product in 4 bullet points, maybe with some emojis, okay? So let's do that. So again, I'm going to go to the Debutify widgets and I'm going to search for product bullet points right here. I'm going to add a block. I'm gonna do 3 points. So 1 point, 2 points, and 3 points. Okay, cool. So now we need to add the content or text. And for me to come up with bullet points, I'm not gonna do it manually. I'm just gonna use ChatGPT to create some placeholder bullet points based on my product description. Okay, so let me go to ChatGPT, guys. Okay. To make things quick and easy, I'm going to take a screenshot of the product description. I'm going to bring ChatGPT and I'm going to say, create short 1 sentence bullet point copy based on description. Okay, so total 3 BPs or bullet points plus emoji at the beginning. Okay, cool. So let's do that. I know when my ChatGPT crashed, sometimes it happens. So let's see. Okay, let's try that again. Okay, I guess it's just like a ChatGPT bug. So let's refresh the entire page. Let me just copy my image. Let's do that. Let me just test it first if it works. Okay, cool, it works. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna say create 3 bullet points for this product, max 1 sentence. Per each, so total 3 bullet points. Okay, and here's a screenshot. Let's do that. Add emojis and make them shorter, okay, because that's too long. Let's do that. Okay, eco-friendly, yeah, that works. So let's copy this and let's start with the first one. So the point here, and I'm gonna add that into content right here. So the first one, let's do the second one, number 2, and number 3 right here, okay? So we have 3 bullet points like this. Cool, guys, so here you guys can see, and the only thing we can actually remove these icons, or maybe, you know what? Maybe let's just say, let's remove these ones, okay? Let's remove the emojis, and let's use Google icons instead, okay? It's gonna be a cleaner way of doing things, okay? So we have really nice check marks. That's cool. I'm happy with that. But let's say, for example, I want to change to something else. All I need to do is click here on view all available icons. and it's going to bring me to a Google Fonts library. Okay, and here I can choose anything from all these ones. So for example, let's do a heart icon. Okay, something like this. Let me just copy this one. I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to look for the name of the icon. Here it is, heart check. I'm going to go back to Shopify and, for example, let's replace this. And if I do that, you guys are going to see here it appeared as an icon. Okay, so in my case, I'm just going to use the default one, circle, but that's so you can choose different ones if you want to for your Shopify product page, for example. Okay, let's move on to the next section. So next we have a collapsible row, or basically accordion. And to do that, we're going to click on the entire section, and here we can basically customize per row. Okay, so here, let me see. So I already have a couple in my description, so I don't want to repeat myself. So the dimensions, I don't need that. Let's see what else. Care instructions I don't need. So essentially the only thing I need is shipping. Okay, so let me click on shipping and returns, and I'm gonna say something like I don't know, standards, for example, standards shipping 3 to 7 business days. Okay, and let's do something like express shipping 2 to 3 business days. Okay, just an example, guys. And maybe we can add some bullet points like this. Actually, we'll do it manually like this. All right, and then click save. And once we do, now if I expand the row, I'm gonna see my content, guys, okay? But again, you can add your policy. I'm just adding placeholders. So add whatever the shipping policy that is for your Shopify store. All right, so cool, this is good to go. Let's move on to the next sections. Here we can give a bit more narrative about the product. So for example, we can do something like, I don't know, Zenflow. I'll put my branding here, okay? And here would be a copy, okay? So this could be cool. You know, let's create a copy quickly, just so I can show you guys how to change the text, just in case. So, but for that, I'm gonna use again ChatGPT because we're not really creating an actual brand here. So I'm gonna take my snipping tool as always. We have this thing in front, but that's fine. I'm gonna go back to ChatGPT. I'm gonna use the same chat just for reference, and now I'm gonna say, now create for me headline, sub headline, and description. Description for this product in the format as shown in image. Okay, and now let's do that. So now we should have a copy for that. All right, Zenflow, okay, cool. So balance support, that's cool. So in this case, I don't need 2 titles, so I can remove this one here. I'm just gonna stick with the single title. Okay, so I'm gonna click here. Let's remove this. I'm not sure why it's red. Okay, because it's highlighted. Okay, so I'm gonna remove the bold so it becomes black. So another cool thing with Debutify, you can actually make this text different color if you make it bold. So for example, let me show you if I make this bold, okay? And if I choose custom title color based on the bold option, let's do something like really, so I can notice the difference. Let's do something like really purple or pink like this. You guys are gonna see now it became like red or purplish or whatever pinkish, okay? So that's kind of cool if you wanna make something more unique, okay? But in our case, we're just gonna stick with the black, so I'll remove the bold effect and let's do the description. Okay, this one is fine. And this text, let's remove this right here and replace it with ours. And we are good to go. Let's click on save. And if you want to, you can change alignment. For example, here, if you wanted to go left side or to the right side, right, so it's really up to you, or justify, so it's gonna kind of spread it equally, okay? All right, guys, cool. So let's say I want to separate the section a little bit more dynamically, okay, to give it more dynamic and I would say live feel. So what I can do, I can add a section here. So I'm going to click on the plus sign, and actually not from here. I'm going to add a section here, and I'm going to look for something called scrolling banner, okay? So what's going to do, it's going to basically give me a sort of scrolling effect, okay, like this. So what I can do is I'm going to move this section just somewhere here. Let's say after the product template right here. Okay, so this way I can separate this section in the main product template right here. Okay, so here, let's adjust the text a little bit. I'm going to do something like, I don't know, just some value props, for example. Again, we're going to do like eco-friendly, for example. Okay. And now we can change the icon. Okay. Let's go again to Google icons. Let's do something like eco-friendly. There you go, guys. We have actually an icon for that. So I'm going to copy the icon name. I'll bring it here. I'll replace it with this. And now I'm going to click on save. And you can add any other value props. Okay. So as an example, let's add another one. So I'm going to click on the plus sign and I'm going to add a text. And I'm going to do something like maybe, I don't know, 90-day returns, for example. Okay, just an example. And for the icon, it's going to be let's do icon. And we're going to do returns, for example. All right, returns, return. Okay, like this, that would work. Let's copy that. Let's bring it to Shopify, replace that. And there you go, guys. Let's save that and we are good to go. Now we have this like really nice scrolling banner. So if we go to mobile, it's also going to be looking nice. And let's look at our product page on mobile. So this is looking nice and clean, guys. And here is our nicely styled scrolling banner, which separates both of the sections dynamically. Okay, so really cool, guys. Awesome. Another thing I noticed, this right here, I don't want it. It just kind of takes a lot of space and doesn't really do much in a sense. Okay, just too many distractions for the visitor, for example. Okay, sometimes less is better. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna just simply remove this block. Okay, or we can hide it, really up to you. But let's just say let's hide it like this. We're gonna click on this little eye icon to hide a block or a section, and you guys can see. And now it's fully gone. Let's save that. And let's move on to our next sections. Okay, so here we have banner. So now let's plug and play our banner. So I'm gonna click on the double image banner. Let's do the image. I already have a image pre-made right here. I'm gonna click on done. And again, this image was basically pulled from Canva, guys, nothing crazy. So you have Canva, go ahead and create some banners in there and you're gonna be good to go. Let's click save and let's see how that looks. Okay, that's actually looking pretty nice. And here we have a recently viewed product section, which is cool. I'm gonna leave as this. And I feel like maybe we can add another section here, which could be something like image with text. Okay, let's do that. And let's just move this above the header here, above the hero section, guys, like this. So here I feel like I might want to add a video or maybe let's see if we have an option. So we have option for image. Okay, let's see if we can do a video, image and video slider. Okay, I feel like, okay, split video and text section. Okay, this could be also an option. Let me see. All right, this actually is going to be better. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to move it here and I'm going to remove my section with the image. Okay, I don't want that anymore. So let's delete that. And for the video, let's just save, guys. It's so important when you work Shopify, always make sure to save everything. This is good. So now I want to add a video. I already have one in my Shopify. Let's click done and that's going to add it in here. And let's give it a second to process. All right, guys, and here it is. This is actually looking pretty nice. So let's work on the copy a little bit. And what we're gonna do, we're just gonna literally take this entire section as a screenshot. We'll bring it to ChatGPT, and we'll ask ChatGPT to create a placeholder copy for us. Okay, let's do that. So I'm just saying create copy and CTAs here too. So CTAs are basically called the buttons. Okay, so in e-commerce, CTA or call to action, those are basically the buttons. Okay, so I'm gonna click on save, or I'm gonna send it to ChatGPT. So now we're gonna have the copy. So find your flow. That's actually pretty neat. I like that. So let's replace that. Find your flow. Just let's make sure it's not bold. And here we have the description. We can replace it like this. We'll just delete this empty space. And for CTA, honestly, I'll just leave it as shop now. And I'll remove the second button. I just want a single one, right? So that should be good. I'll remove the button number 2 because I don't want it. Let's save that. So now the other thing I want to do, I want to make sure the section is taking full width of the product page, because right now you guys can see there's a bit of gap and padding, I would say. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to click on the section, and here I have an option for container size. And all I need to do really is just go from default to a full section. And now it's going to be taking full width of the product page. Okay, if I click save, that should be good to go. And now what I'm going to do, I'm going to check out the mobile, making sure we're looking good on mobile too. So that's good. Here we have empty image, I think, because we have two banners here, do we? We do. Let's see, can we just show one? Actually, let's replace it with one banner. Okay, so I'm gonna go here, image banner. Okay, I'm gonna bump it right here, and I'll remove this one. Okay, now let's add our image. Let's go to image, select, and let's add the same banner. Done. And for the text, honestly, I don't think I need text here. Okay, so I can easily hide these ones. Okay, and even for, well, maybe the text, actually, we might want to leave that. Let's take our copy from here. Find your flow. Okay, so we'll do the same thing here. Okay, and I only want one CTA as before. So I'm going to remove the learn more. So we have shop now. And maybe let's add a text. Okay, can we add a text? We have a description. Let's try down. Okay, that works. And let's copy text here. Let's bring it here. And now I want it to be centered like this. Okay, nice. This is looking nice. Okay, so now the last thing I want to add, maybe I want to add a review section. Okay, so let's do that. Let's click on add section. Let's search for reviews. Let me see, what was it called exactly? I forgot the name for it. It wasn't this one. Let's take a quick look here. Okay, it was called testimonials. Okay, I was close enough. Let's add testimonials, or AKA reviews. So let me push it up a little bit higher here. Let's do it under the banner. Okay, cool guys. Now let's just adjust the text a little bit, and then we should be good to go. So here I can basically modify everything, including the stars and the review itself. Okay, so for example, I can add a testimonial product image. So if there's a image for the actual review, somebody bought the product and they took a picture and they sent it to you, you can add that as well in here. Okay, but in my case, what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna say something like, let's add the image for author. Let's say we add this, and we're gonna call her something like Janet M. Okay, and this is gonna be her review, for example. Okay, I'm not gonna rewrite the review because we're just doing as a demo here. So let's do the same thing for this one. Let's call her something like Mila K. Okay, let's do the image. Let's add her, and let's do the last one as well here. Let's add the image, and we're gonna say something like this. Okay, and we are good to go. So now we can save everything. And if we preview that in mobile, we should be good to go as well. Let's take a quick look. So that's going to be a, well, either it can be stacked under each other, but if you want, you can also have it as a carousel. Let me show you how you can do it. So I'm going to click on testimonials section here. Okay, I'm going to go to settings, and I'm going to click on basically display type. And I'm going to switch from grid to carousel. And now it's going to become carousel like this. Okay, meaning I can basically scroll between all of these reviews like this, which is a much better user experience on a mobile device. Okay, so now let's click save, and that's going to be good to go. And then the last, if you want, you can modify the footer, but we're not going to be doing that today really. If you want to, just click on the footer section here, and you can modify all these blocks right here. Okay, you just need to know that some of the data is rendered dynamically from Shopify. For example, the quick links right here, the menus. Okay, this is coming directly from Shopify menus, but you can change, for example, this text right here. Okay, you can change these ones right here. You can check what you want to show, but again, this is going to be rendered from Shopify. Whichever email was used to create a Shopify store is going to be showed here. And here you can also adjust the social media accounts if you want to. Okay, so yeah, this one here you can adjust as well. So you can rename it to something else, and really you can also make it more minimal. Okay, so if this feels like it's a bit too much, you just click on minimal form, and it's going to make it like this. So essentially, there's only a email input box. So let's say we like that. Let's click on save, and that's going to be good to go. And yeah, guys, congratulations. That's how you can customize and build your first Shopify product page using the Debutify AI-powered Shopify team. If you have any questions, let me know down in the comments, or if you ran into any problems or you need help with your Shopify team, I'm going to help you out. If not, make sure to like and subscribe and enable those notifications so you get notified when that next video drops. And if not, guys, I'm going to wish you happy building, and I'm going to see you next time.